Hello, I wanted to try something different today. Usually when I do these things, I do them as speed paints so that you guys can see from beginning to end really quickly as to what I'm doing. But this time around, I kind of wanted to do something with a recorded audio so that you guys could hear what I'm thinking about when I design. So I'm going to be redesigning this pony right here. I got her a while back. She's by Strawberry Tea Pony, and I think she's adorable. But I like a little bit more on the fancy mane side. Her mane's a little plain for me. And there's a few things that I would like to tweak to kind of make them a little bit more interesting. So, I was thinking for this design that I kind of want something that is going to be a little more princessy over like just kind of the plain thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that all my sizing is correct on my lines. So as you can see, my circle fits within the line length, and I do that to make sure that everything's okay. I'm going to trim out that part right there. I don't know why it did that, but it did that earlier when I was resizing, and I kind of like to flip my canvas. Alright. So I'm going to use any kind of strong color to like start out with for the lines. And like one of the things that I do when I'm lining is I don't sketch, and I know a lot of people do, and I would suggest sketching, but I'm kind of lazy, so this is what ends up happening with me. If you don't get a sketch, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making lines. Literally, that's kind of one of the things that I tell people a lot, and you know, I'm just like, I make lines until it looks good. Which sometimes means that I end up with exactly what I want right away, and then other times I have to kind of rework it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna give her a braid. And braids are kind of simple because they're almost like hearts, with like a Y shape in the center like that. Then we're gonna put the little like hair tie here, and then give her a bit of a curl around with the hair. So it does that. And I'm gonna come back in here, just kind of give it some more interesting features. And then add my extra lines in. So when I do hair, I kind of break hair up into like 3 or 4 different areas. So we've got the main part of the hair, which is like this, where I put the braid. And then there's more of like the bangs, which as you can see on her are kind of like that. Then I'm gonna come over like that, and I need to fix this line here. And then the last, like, major part of the hair that you're doing is going to be like this back part. And I do that like several different ways. For her, I'm gonna actually give her some hair that's kind of sticking out, which I don't do as often as I do some of the other methods. But I think that will make her look a little bit more princessy, a little more feminine. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is her tail. And I kind of try to make the tail match the main part of the hair. So in her, I think I'm going to give her some, not really braids, but like some puffs of hair. That's the best I have to describe it. And then I'm going to give it the same like ending as that one over there. So it's going to come up here. Up here. No, point, be pointy. There. Okay. And then come up and around like that. And then here. Like that. Alright. And then add the extra lines in. that. And then these are basically the same thing as I was doing there. I'm going to wrap up the extra lines around like this. And that actually makes it look a little more 3D. And that's kind of the importance of these lines that I add in. And I know a lot of people, like, don't understand why I do them, I guess. I've had people make mention of them before. I'm not exactly sure why they mention them a lot, but I'm kind of rambling. Excuse me. Anyway, so that's the main style that we're going with. And then I want to give her the changeling stuff. I don't really care too much for the hoof puffs, so I'm gonna avoid those. I mean, I guess I could work them in some way, but anyways, I'm gonna give her some holes right here. I like these because they kind of make them look like they're wearing high heels. Like that. One right here. Same here. Put one up there and there. I think that should look good. And then usually changelings have holes in their hair as well. So we're going to do that right here. Give her a few holes in the tip of her hair. And here as well. So, I want her to be kind of princessy, so I'm going to eventually have to decide what accessories she has, because she has. With ponies, it's really kind of like the make or break on the design as far as like what accessories they're wearing. Kind of will tell you as to what type of pony they are, and as you can see, I had to get rid of the wings, and I totally forgot to finish these lines. So, bloop, bloop. Don't worry about going over the main lines, because what I do is I like set the opacity down, and then I can just come in and bucket those completely gone. And I do that with all of mine. It's easy, easy, easy. Rather than having to worry about matching the lines perfectly every single time. Because I'm lazy. Usually most of the things that I do, it's because of laziness over anything else. And a lot of it is, if I don't finish a piece right away, I get distracted and wander off. You can thank ADD for that. Let me clean up all of these lines, and then we will get to continuing with the design. So she's definitely got a cute design going right now. The original had the changeling carapace, and I think I want to do that here as well. I pick another color. Let's go with green. And then I'm going to actually drag that layer under the hair. And then come up like that. Clean up this line. Oh, computer, please stop this. Thank you. I don't know why my computer does that, but from time to time it'll just decide that it wants to freeze. Alright. So we're gonna do that, and then here, like that. Alright. So she's got the carapace, and then I'm debating whether I want her to have the wings or not, because they're kind of a pain in the ass to draw. I feel like I want to leave this one without wings, so I can draw her readily again and more easily. Because I think I would like to redraw her. It's one of the things that I always take into account when I'm designing is how often I'm going to be drawing the character. If I don't plan on drawing them all that frequently, I will go all out on the design and make them super complex. But if it's a character that I really would like to draw repeatedly, I try to keep it a little on the simple side. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize why the show ponies are kept simple is the same reason. It's because they're drawn a lot. And it makes it's easier, just way easier to animate a simple character over something much more complex. So, you know, you hear these people complaining about how, like, OCs are too complicated, and I like to point out to them that, like, OCs can be complicated because most of them aren't being animated. Like, a character like this being animated would be kind of a pain in the ass. Not gonna lie. Oh dear. This is going to be a pain. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do here is finish this hoof. Because you would be able to see that through the hole. There we go. And just cleaning up these lines. That's almost like 50% of what I do when I'm designing is cleaning up lines. This may or may not actually make it onto YouTube. If the audio doesn't make it, it will be just put up as a regular speed paint. I'm still not sure how this is going to work out, or how it's going to sound, or any of that stuff, so bear with me. So I'm thinking accessory-wise, I kind of would like something simple but regal, so I may go with, what do they call it? A necklace. I guess it's kind of more like an armor piece, like they wear, like Celestia and Luna wear. It's kind of like this chest armor piece necklace thing. I'm so great at describing things. Just the best. What is this? That's the holes. Okay. I would give her like the feet thing, the freaking I don't know what that's called either, but the hoof protectors, but like, I don't know. I feel like that would get in the way of her holes, so probably not. So we're gonna do something like that, I think, and then clean up underneath. So a lot of the things that I do, I reuse elements, but I never try to reuse them the exact same way twice. So, like, while I've had characters with this kind of thing before, I try to vary the designs even a little bit, and I feel like it's really important to make a character look uniquely its own thing. And I think that she's actually pretty done line-wise. So we're going to come in and put everything in a folder. I like to keep everything all nice and orderly, otherwise it gets confusing flipping through layers. And I'm going to upload, or not upload, but bring this into my editor so I can get colors. I really love this character's colors, so I'm kind of going to preserve that mostly. She's going to have a lot of the light whites, pinks, and all that stuff. I don't really intend on changing her colors up too much. I may change her carapace color because I feel like the black, it would be a little distracting to the rest of the design. So I may end up going with like a darker pink color to kind of blend in with the rest. And I have to come in here and sometimes then clean up some of the lines where I messed up. Yay! I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I really don't. So, yeah. Yeah. You just get kind of me rambling. So, this pink, and then she's got a darker pink. So we're gonna go with all of the light pink first, and then figure out where we're gonna put that dark pink. Because I may not put it as a streak. I almost think that a fade might be nice. You know. I love buying adopts and, like, getting really, really pretty ones that other people look at and they're just like, oh, well, I don't like that because it doesn't have great art. And I'm just like, it may not have the best art in the world, but the design's solid. And I think a lot of people, like, confuse art with design because there's a big difference there. So someone can have, like, not the best art in the world, but actually be an incredibly good designer. And a lot about design is color choice, shape, and stuff like that. And that can be conveyed even with less than stellar artwork. So, you find the diamonds in the rough, you refine them, you make them look polished, and then people are sitting there wondering where you get all your awesome characters. And you're the one who's sitting there and going like, oh, I just happened to find the diamonds in the rough. Right? Anyways, enough of that whole tirade. We're gonna do a fade. So I like to use my airbrush to do that, and then take my stabilizer off. Oh yeah, that's cute. I like that. Alright. So, gonna do that, and then I said I don't really like her carapace being this dark color. I'm going to make it a dark pink to kind of blend in with the rest of her. Ah, yeah, see, that looks so much better. I like that. And then I think I want to go like a rosy gold color. Let's see if I can get that to work. For her, yeah, something like that. There we go. For her armor. Is that on its own layer? No, I put that on the carapace layer. I need to not do that. I like to keep everything on their own layers. It makes doing certain pieces of work a lot easier. Like fixing your lines when you've obviously made a mistake and weren't paying attention. Let me clean up these lines, sorry. Clean that up. Clean that up. Clean that up and clean that up. There we go. So she's got like this rosy gold. I've always wanted to use like a rose gold, but I've never had any reason. Well, no, I do. It goes really well with her, actually. So I'm gonna do her streaks of light reflection. And then her gems are gonna be, ooh, I like that. That is a nice dark pink. And then I'm gonna come in here. Do my shading. There we go. Alright, so the original has blue eyes, and I am okay with that. So we're gonna keep those blue eyes. And we are gonna come in here and color in the eyes. So this next part is just gonna be like the tedious coloring in all of the lines, making them all look good. Although I will say that your choice in how you color the lines can actually affect your character. So say for instance I've got this white here. I could either be going towards the gray end and make her outline more gray like this, No, don't do that. So she has like a gray outline. Or I could say instead take this exact same color, come over to the pink, and then bring it more into the pink area. And that gives a completely different effect. I think I want it actually a slightly darker pink like that. Yes, okay. And stuff like that. So different line colors, experiment with that. You know, a lot of people just do the darker version, the darker variant of the color that they happen to be using, but that's not always the best choice. So I'm gonna come over here and grab this color, and I'm gonna actually bring it a little more towards the red. Yeah, I like that. So that's gonna be the color for her outline of her hair, at least near the bottom. And I haven't colored her hair pieces, and I think I'm gonna have to do that, otherwise I'll end up with missing pieces. GG, Azrael. GG. Ah, no! There we go. I'm gonna give it the rose gold treatment. I say rose gold, but it's just kind of like this pinkish metal, which, like, if you actually see rose gold, it's not really pink. It's hard to describe. I do like rose gold, but this isn't really... I just feel like I'm rambling now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways. There we go. That's fixed. Alright. Let's take this color that we're going to be using for the hair, and we're gonna put it in the hair. All similar color area. And I actually like that without having to change any of the other outline color. Because I can be I get picky about the outline colors. Sometimes I try to match them exactly. But I feel like this is good enough. It doesn't look out of place. So we're gonna color in the eye lines as well. There, yeah. And then as far as like her actual the eyelashes, I'm going to make them a dark gray instead of going black, because I feel like the black sometimes really distracts from a light colored design. And then her carapace is going to be this color. Perfect. And what else do we have that I have to do? Holes have been done, and the last thing is her necklace. I guess I should just call it a necklace, because that's pretty much what it is. Darken this color. Preserve the opacity, and color the outline for the gem. And we are pretty much done at this point. So that's how that's the finished product there. And then here is the original. So I changed up a little bit, for sure. But I feel like the colors are still really similar and whatnot. And I really like the new design. She's a little more complex, a little more interesting. She'll be pretty decently easy to draw. I won't be struggling. There are some of my characters that make me freaking struggle whenever I draw them. And I guess that's all I have to say today. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, the whole deal that everybody does. I'm just gonna do it because it's a thing. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. And if you enjoyed this, I may do another. So, bye!